Hello everyone, welcome to Tuesday Talks with Abby. In this brand new series, every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Indian Standard Time, we dive into some of the most common and trickiest questions you will face in or have been asked in software and IT industry interviews. I will be picking a question each week, breaking it down, and giving you clear step-by-step explanations so you are more than ready to tackle them in the real world. I will also discuss the follow-up questions based on the main interview question. Whether you are gearing up for your first job interview, switching roles, or just want to brush up your skills, this is the place for you. So make sure to hit that subscribe button and let's get ready to ace those interview questions together. Today's question is also coming from SQL-based queries, and this has been asked by Facebook, that is Meta. The main question is the SQL query to retrieve the names of employees who earn a salary higher than the average salary in the employee table. To explain this, just try to understand there are many employees working in an organization and they get salaries, different salaries based on their designation, based on their experience, stuff like that. So what you are required is you have been asked to actually display the names of all employees whose salary is more than the average salary drawn in that company. Make sense? If there are 5 employees, find the average of the salary of that employee, and then you have to display the names of all the employees whose salary is more than the average of that employee. Okay? So this was having a follow-up question as well. The follow-up question is a little advanced than this one. It is asking the same thing, but then it has got a condition, and the condition is you have to display the names of all the employees or details of all the employees whose salary is more than the average salary of the employees who are belonging to their own department. Let's say if a company has got 3 departments, the IT, the HR, and the admin, right? So if a person is belonging to admin, so it has to display the details of all admin employees only whose salary is more than the average salary of all admin employees. Make sense? So I'm going to deep dive to both of these questions. I will explain the intention of the company, why has this question been asked, what could be the intention of the company to understand from the candidate, and then I will take you to the SQL Server Management Studio to see all the things in action. Let's go and try to understand the intention. By asking this test question, Facebook or Meta is not just interested to understand the basic skills, but they also want to understand few more things. They want to understand how critically that you think. They want to understand how clean the queries can be written and how effectively you can approach a problem. Make sense? So these are the intentions of the organization to ask such question. This question looks very easy, but then you have to write it in efficiently. Make sense? Let's go and prepare the data and then try to find the answer to both of these questions. So let's go to SQL Server Management Studio. I am in SQL Server Management Studio and I have written these queries for you to save time. The first script is to create an employee table. So you understand here is that this employee table has got 4 fields. The first is employee ID, which has got identity column. So this will get increased by 1 as soon as you will start inserting some records to this. 100, 101, 102, 103, like that. So it will be starting from 100 and it will be incremented by 1. This is how we write the identity. The second is employee name, the third is employee salary, and the fourth is it has got a department ID. So let's go and create this table. If I am hitting execute button, the table has got created. Now let's go to insert couple of records to this table. So you are noticing here is I am not inserting any employee ID. Why so? Because I have created employee ID as an identity column. So when you create an identity column, you are really not required to insert value for that. It is SQL Server engine that basically takes care of that. And since you have already told that start from 100, increment by 1, so all the employee IDs will be treated like that. It will be incremented and it will be stored there in the respective records. Make sense? Selecting this insert statement and try to insert the values. Let's see, the values 12 rows have been inserted. If you want to see that records which you have just inserted, these are all the 12 records that you can see. See here is that employee ID has 100, 101, 102, 103. As I said, it will be incremented by 1 and it keeps on going like this. Make sense? Now let's come to the problem. The problem is we wanted to display all the employee details whose salary is more than the average salary of the employee. So let's find the average salary. So these are all the employee details, all 12 employees, and here is the average salary. So average salary of if you will find the average of these, then it becomes like 74,500. There are many employees in this table who are having salaries more than 74,500. For an instance, the first person is Tony Simon is having 85,000. So whose salary is more than the average salary. The second person is Radha Krishna having 95,000, which is more than 74,500. The third person is Toddy Bambi. Toddy Bambi is having less than 74,500. So Toddy Bambi should not be considered. Likewise, Neha Sharma is having 65,000, which is less than 74,500. So Neha Sharma should not be considered. Make sense? This way, we need to write a query which will retrieve all the records from this table whose salary is more than this average salary. So let's go and try to see the query first. The query has got two parts. The first part is the main query, wherein you want to display whatever details that you want to. For example, here I want to display employee name and employee salary. And the second part of the query is with a where clause, where the salary is greater than what? Where the salary is greater than the average salary of the employee. Make sense? So this is a subquery which I have written. This is pretty simple. So here I am finding the average salary of the employee, and then I'm telling display all employee records whose salary is more than this one. And this way, this should give me the answer. So let me select these all and try to execute this. So you see here is that it shows all the employees whose salary is more than 74,500, because 74,500 is the average salary of this company employee. Make sense? Perfect. So let's go to address the second part of the question. What was the second part of the question? What if employee table includes additional column like department ID? Obviously, this has got a department ID. Obviously, it is there. And now, find the average, find the details of the employees whose salary is more than the average of that particular department. So it is little advanced here. So let's go and see the things here. So here in the second query, what I'm trying to show is I'm trying to display the average of each department, and that's why I have done group by department ID. So let's go and select this and try to understand the answer. So there are 12 records here, and department ID 1 has average salary of 91,000. Department ID 2, so how has this calculated? This is calculated if what all department ID 1s are there. So this plus this plus this and plus this divided by 4. So this can give you the answer. This is how we calculate average. So department ID 2 has 61,660.6 is the average salary, and department 3 is 69,000 is the average salary. Now, each department has many people, so we want to display the people from each department whose salary is more than the each department's average. Make sense? So let's go and see the query. The query is simple. It is as simple as the earlier that we have written. Here I have alias called E1. So we write aliases to enhance the query, and especially once you are going to use multiple queries or joins, then aliases are playing important role there. And otherwise also, for performance point of view, you should write aliases. This makes your life easier to write the queries, as well as gives better understanding to engine to evaluate the query as well. So suggested to write. So TBL employee E1, So I'm telling that display the employee name, their department, and their salary for employee whose salary is more than the average salary of employee, where the events employee department ID is E2's department ID. So where the each department ID's salary is more than the salary that it has to show. So let's go and select this all and see the things here. So all the three queries get executed here. So you see the first thing is having 12 record. The department ID 1 is having average of 91,000. So I can see there are 2 people in department ID 1. In fact, there are 4 people, but this is only showing me 2 people. Why? Because these 2 people are having average salary is more than 91,000. Make sense? And likewise, we have 2 people from department ID 2 who is having 70,000, because department ID 2's average is 61,666.6. And likewise, we have 2 more people in department ID 3, like 90,000 and 85,000. For 90,000 for Dion Ray and 85,000 for Dino Jason. They are having salaries more than 69,000, which is the average of department ID 3. Make sense? If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more details, and hit that like button to get your future notifications. Drop your questions, if any, in the comments, and I will be happy to answer them. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.